Hi, my name is Molly Fini, and I'm an integrative health practitioner. I'm happy to be here with you tonight. I wanted to talk tonight about a couple of tests I do. One of them is called the Bioimmune Assessment, and the other one is a 3D body scan. I'm going to start with the Bioimmune Assessment. The reason that somebody would get this test is because it's all about prevention and early detection. And also, if somebody has an issue that is a little bit hard to detect, I can, through the testing, find maybe what toxins are causing your symptoms or the issues, your health issues. So we all know that there's a theory that cancer is a 12-year disease and tumor formation is in year 8. So there's a lot that goes on in our body between the beginning of when something started and year 8. And then year 8 is when conventional medicine can actually detect or see a tumor. And I'm just giving you examples of tumor. It could be cardiovascular disease, it could be diabetes, or anything that's chronic. It takes quite a while for it to develop. So it's not like you're well one day and the next day you wake up and you're just sick or you have cancer. And it takes 1 billion cancer cells to form a tumor the size of a gram to be identified by conventional medicine. And people need to understand that cancer, the tumor, is a symptom of cancer, the disease. So a lot of times when you have the tumor removed, if you don't address what caused it in the first place, it could come back or manifest in other ways. And that's why it's so important to find out what's going on in your body and what causes these chronic diseases, whether it's, like I said, diabetes, whether it's cardiovascular disease, cancer, whatever. We're just trying to find out what the root cause is. And so with the testing that I do, I test with the meridians. The meridian pathways go through all of the pathways in your body, and I can find out where you're in balance and where you're out of balance. And once I find out where you're out of balance, what I do is I test you to find out, why are you out of balance? What type of toxins do you have in your body, or what kind of support do you need? Do you have parasites? Do you have fungus? Do you have, it could be pollution, it could be Roundup. I mean, there's so many things that could be in our body that causes these symptoms and our body to become imbalanced and starting not to work correctly. And so what I do is I find these, and everything starts at an emotional or energetic level, and that information then travels to the meridians, and then to the nervous system, and then to the cells. The cellular level is where all conventional testing is done: MRIs, PET scans, blood work, all that. That's how they're able to make a diagnosis, is if they can see something. But the meridians, the way that I'm testing, is a much more subtle way of measuring, and because of that, I can see what goes on the energetic, emotional, or electrical level, the nervous system, and also the cellular level, which also allows me to see what goes on way before a conventional medicine, like the conventional medicine, the techniques that they have to diagnose something. And so what I like to do is teach my patients and teach the people that are interested in this test that it's all about prevention and early detection, because it's a lot easier when something is caught early on than when it gets to a chronic state. It's much more difficult to reverse. And a lot of times things start at an emotional level. All the time it starts at an emotional level, and that starts kind of percolating in our body and causes a lot of issues. So I don't know if you knew this, and I've talked about this before, but every one of our organs are associated with a certain emotion. Like liver is anger, kidney is fear, and like spleen or pancreas is kind of like an overthinker. Lung is sorrow. So there's all these different emotions that we have that can affect our organs, and that's why it's important to be emotionally stable. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about our immune system. So we all have about 75 million cancer cells. All of us do, give or take. But as long as our immune system is strong, it keeps those into check. But what happens when our immune system is suppressed by, let's say, it could be pollution, it could be lack of nutrition. It could be, just being under stress. It could be parasites, fungus, heavy metals. There's so many things that can affect our body that suppresses our immune system. Once our immune system is suppressed, we can actually enter into that timeline of starting to develop some type of a disease or a sickness. And that's why keeping our immune system strong is so important. And that's part of the test that I do, is to check your immune system. How strong is it? Some of the reports that we get, you will actually be able to visually see where you're at. I give you a report on showing you where the meridians are, and each one of the meridians in your body, all your systems, your organs, and your tissues, and finding out how they correlate and how they're connected. And then I give you a report on how your systems are doing. And we start with like the skin, locomotor, cardiovascular, digestive, all the way down to the immune system, the endocrine, the immune system. The further we go down to the endocrine, the metabolism, endocrine, immune system, it's higher and higher priority, because obviously our immune system is the highest priority, and keeping that strong is a priority to be able to stay healthy. And so I will give you the report, we will look at it and see where you're at, which system is the most out of balance, so that we can work on that and bring that into balance. Whether I give you herbs or just something to support your system, because what we're trying to do is make your immune system as strong as possible to fight anything that might compromise your immune system and compromise your health. So our goal is to find out early what may be going on, what may be triggering a sickness or a chronic disease, and catch it and reverse it before it gets so far down the line that it's a lot more difficult and a lot more expensive to reverse. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk to you about is the 3D body scan. And it's in a nutshell, it's an overview of your whole body. So you put your hands and feet on metal plates, and I put electrodes on your forehead, and you put your finger in oximeter, and it measures 50,000, it does 50,000 calculations per second. It's going through all the interstitial fluid of your cells. So it gives me a very good snapshot of what's going on with everything in your body, every organ, every tissue. And the Department of Defense diagnoses PTSD with the military. So it's good to see kind of what's going on with your brain. And also it pre-screens for cardiovascular and diabetes. And it also has a section in it with your meridians, if they're high or they're low. And that's has its own meaning, and when you get the scan I can explain that to you. But it goes through all of your organs, where you have inflammation, where if you have pelvic torque, if your back is out of alignment. So we can look at the different tissues and organs in your body and find out, do you have enough oxygen? Are your organs affected by lack of oxygen? What about your pH balance? Are you eating the correct foods? Are you deficient in any vitamins or minerals or plant therapy that you may need? So we go through all of these parameters of your body so that we can see what's going on with you, your nervous system, your oxygen levels, your Dicrotic elastic index. The Dicrotic elastic index is very important. A lot of people don't know what that is, but what that is that's the arterial tree of your body, and it needs to be toned. Your veins and your arteries need to be toned, because that helps circulation and that helps everything run properly in your body. So it's a learning tool also to help you learn about things in your body that you probably were not aware of. So those are the two tests that I do, that I'm going to talk about today. So that's the 3D body scan and the biomeridian assessment. And I'm happy that you were able to watch this. And if you have any questions, please email or call in. Thank you so much.